Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Just Ask Me. Now, Just Ask Us, my co-host, my husband. Today's topic, we're going to talk about marriage.
Yes, sir. We talking about marriage today. If you're new, welcome. Above all, anything else, we really appreciate it if you'll hit that like, subscribe, and share. We would greatly appreciate that. But today's topic is marriage. We and how you can strengthen it. We read something on Facebook earlier. A young lady posed a question about, your marriage getting old after so long, and people eventually fall out of love. And what we're going to talk about is how you can strengthen that to keep the fire in your relationship or marriage and avoid the pitfalls that come with, your marriage getting a little dull. So,
You know my point when it comes to marriage. This is my first marriage, and I feel that people need to stay out of married people business. I honestly believe that. Y'all can't disrespect people marriage. The wife come first, the husband come first. Y'all really have to stay out of married people business. And that's my input on it. And how you feel about that?
yeah, that's true. But going back to what, the young lady put on Facebook earlier, a lot of times, and it's true, after y'all been together for a while, sometimes the marriage can run into a rut. And to avoid that, a marriage take two willing participants. One can't just be trying to do it, and the other one just whatever. Marriage is a two-way street, and the problem is, especially in today's society, you got a lot of selfish people, and they don't want to put the work in that's required in a relationship or in a marriage, because it does take work. This is not nothing passive. You get married and you just sit back. It actually take work, trying.
And you gonna have your ups and downs. Ain't nothing perfect. So, you gonna have your disagreements in a marriage. That's just what it's about. Y'all communicating, being on the same page. Because if you're not on the same page, it's not gonna work. If you got people in your business trying to bring both of y'all down and get into business, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Y'all have to have that foundation. Y'all have to be strong. You really, in a marriage is something that both of y'all got to be strong, because it's gonna be a lot of outsiders trying their best to come between y'all. And y'all are one. You can't let nobody come in and destroy what you got going. You just can't do that. You just gotta stay strong, stick together, stay on the same page.
Yeah, and that's the key. That's the key, to stay on the same page. To avoid the pitfalls of your marriage getting done, somebody or both of y'all, but sometimes one person got to initiate it, because a lot of people, it'd be real fun and exciting in the beginning, and you building up that momentum, and then after it plateau, and every day it seemed like the same old thing, and so when it get to that point, somebody got to step up and say, "Hey, baby, let's go do this. Let's do this. Let's get out," because without that, you got to continuously to date. If you're not continuously to date, even if you're married, if you've been together for a while, the relationship can get dull. And once a relationship get dull, that adds other problems to it, such as infidelity, resentment. sometimes domestic violence, depending. So to keep from getting in that rut, I mean, you gotta put forth the effort. You know, a lot of people, well, he ain't doing nothing, I ain't gonna do nothing. Or she ain't doing nothing, I ain't gonna do nothing.
Right, you gotta balance. You have to balance each other out.
Yeah, you gotta put forth the effort, and that's the problem I see, in my opinion, in a lot of today's relationships. People are just selfish. They're only thinking about me when it should be we. But you know, and a lot of relationships fall victim to that for whatever reason. And so.
And I think most of the time, a person can fall out of love with someone. Also, you're not attractive to that person no more. You know, I'm not saying the physical, your look, but a person can be unattractive the way they act, their attitude, being selfish, and people can actually fall out of love with you with that. You're unattractive, you know.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, you fall out of love. I mean, that's a whole nother subject. What could lead to that is, you know, with anything in life, it's a gamble. You're gambling. You go to the casino, you gamble. You might win, you might lose. You're in the stock market, you might win, you might lose. You start a business, it might be successful, it might fail. And it's the same thing that goes with marriage. Some marriages go on to be successful, some fail. The difference is the ones that went on to be successful because two people work together.
Cause y'all are compatible. You have to get with somebody that you're compatible with, not somebody that'll go against you. Not somebody that'll talk about you behind your back. And also, y'all balancing each other out. That's the main important part. Y'all have to balance each other out. And that's what make our relationship work. I balance him, he balance me. Especially on my flaws and my weak spots. And the same thing go to him.
Yeah, but you know.
Go for him, I mean.
You can't go about, I mean, looks and all that, that's cool. Everybody wants somebody that's attractive, but you, and I know people that you be like, man, he or she used to be a knockout back in the day. You be like,
what happened?
You like, damn, what happened?
What happened?
So looks fade. You know, you can't necessarily base your relationship off on that.
But you also gotta take care of yourself. You can't be doing drugs. So if you're doing drugs, your looks is gonna fade. You can't drink every day. You can't wake up early in the morning drinking and then.
Can't drink every day?
I mean, I was saying like time you get up. I was saying the time you get up to the time you go to bed. Let your body rest.
See, that's what I'm saying with a marriage. It's a gamble like that. Let's just say a couple get married at 21. When they get married, they ain't gonna be she ain't gonna be the same person at 30. They ain't gonna be the same person at 40. People gonna change, situations gonna change, the seasons gonna change. But if y'all can stick together regardless of what come your way, then your relationship or marriage can be successful. The problem is people go in and thinking that everything's gonna be all good.
No, it's not.
And that's just not the reality, because life hasn't hit you yet. See, it look all good. Y'all young, you're doing this, you got time, and this, that, and the other. But when bills come into play, children come into play, losses in life, death, losing a job, them are real tests. And a lot of people can't pass them tests because they only want the good side. They don't want to deal with the bad side. And storms gonna come, but it's just.
Our storms been coming from 2019 till 2022 that I've been tested in this marriage. And I just felt like I was like, man, I don't have the strength for this because I never been in a real relationship before. I never lived with a man before except my husband. And it was a test that came in our marriage. He lost his grandson, and he also my husband got sick. My husband was out work almost a month. I had to take care of him. Oh my God. It was hard and it was stressful to take care of this man. I had to make him get out of bed. I had to bathe him and feed him and tell him it's gonna be okay. Come on, baby, let's go outside. I rode you around, and because he felt like giving up. And I was like, you can't give up, you done came too far. And
that's what I'm saying. Can you handle those situations?
I mean, when he lost his grandson, because his grandson was like his child, I want to say you raised him.
Nah, I spent a lot of time with him.
Right, and I can understand that because you was close to him, and he was hurt from that, and I had to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I had to deal with my husband losing his grandson. My husband was sad every day, cried every day, and I had to uplift him. And it was around his birthday because I think your grandson passed in April. And your birthday, May. My husband was a Gemini. Crazy. But anyway, what I did was I invited a lot of people over, close family and friends at the time, and to uplift him because he was just, I felt like my husband was losing himself. And I just had to, I wasn't his wife yet, but I had to uplift him and motivate him. And I said, honey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, so that's what you got to prepare for. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that. You understand? And, I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
Because he was like, when he did lose his grandson, he pushed me back. And I was like, hold up now. I mean, but people grieve different. And I just still had to be there for my husband. I still had to be there for him. And like I said, uplift him. Because I never went through nothing. Like I said, I never experienced nothing like that before.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what you gotta, and
Then you was out work almost a month.
Yeah, so that's what you gotta prepare for. I know the wedding, all that look good, the honeymoon, this and that and the other, but when life hits you, when kids, y'all ain't got no time to spend with each other. He gotta work, she gotta work, and all the stress that come with that. Can your relationship, marriage, withstand that strain?
Right, that's just like our rental properties. This my husband, I'm his wife, whatever is his is mine. But anyway, I had to get that out the way. But what I'm saying is, like, if he at work, I have to take care of that business. I gotta take care of that business. I don't care if I'm in the bed, I'm sick. And it was just a couple of weeks ago that I was sick and I didn't feel good, but I still had to go over there to take care of the business because he couldn't. It's teamwork. And because he was at work, so I had to go over. I'm talking about sick. I did not feel good at all. I had to go over there and make sure things was right.
Mm-hmm. Teamwork make the dream work. What I tell anybody, it's just how I view it. And probably the reason why a lot of stuff, but I just view everything with a business mindset. A marriage, whether you know it or not, is a business. You go downtown, you get a license, it's a business. You go get a business, you getting a license to operate as a business. You get married, y'all come together.
And build that foundation.
And build a foundation. It's a business. Once you understand that, and then everything will be all right. But see, a lot of people can't get around it because they selfish. This and that. I don't want to get half and this, man. If y'all built that shit together,
it's both of y'all's.
It's both of y'all's, and if for whatever reason it don't work, you split it. But a lot of people, man, she gonna get half, he gonna get half. Man, it don't work like that. And with that type of mentality, that's why your relationship or your marriage is not gonna work. It
You
just
can't.
not.
You just can't think. Being married, I've learned a lot from my husband being married, and you cannot be in a marriage being a selfish person. Mine. You can't do that. It's y'all's. If I get $10,000, 11,000, 14,000, I'm giving it all to my husband because I know my husband gonna take that money and do something positive with it. Versus me, I'm going to the Louis and Gucci store. That's why you need somebody that's gonna balance you out. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody in a relationship, it gotta have more sense than the other person. Especially when them finances, when we talking about finances.
And finances definitely play a part in any marriage. And that's why a lot of these marriages under stress because, I mean, a lot of people just get married, they make a lot of bills, and then here come the problem. They ain't really trying to create nothing. They ain't really trying to build nothing. They just consuming. And then when the bill come, here come the stress. People want to break up. I ain't doing this. You did that. I ain't tell you to do this. And that create a lot of confusion.
Anything this man tell me, I have to come back and tell him, man, you was right. I kind of regret that we purchased a brand new house. We have a brand new house. It was built in 2020, 2021.
2020, end of 2020.
I don't like to talk about this because he told me this, but this kind of personal. He asked me, honey, what you want for your birthday? I said, I want a house, but I kind of regret that because we should have stayed in that rental property a little bit more. I want to say longer. We should have stayed in that condo a little longer. Now